other can cook fresh tomato basil pasta.
Am I started? Am I on? Okay, we're talking 1 pound of pasta.
American Beauty.
Okay, angel hair, linguine, spaghetti, thin spaghetti, not a huge pasta, okay? We'll get to that later. Okay, for this sauce, the tomato basil, 1 pound of pasta, I have 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. Okay, I have, you know, the equivalent of like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic chopped. I don't have fresh basil, so I've gotten this partially dried, still semi-fresh basil. And you're talking a fair amount of basil.
How much?
I don't know.
2 tablespoons?
2 tablespoons. A bunch of leaves. As much as you feel like your plant can afford and survive. We're gonna go a teaspoon of salt, a bunch of cracked pepper.
1 bunch.
1 bunch of cracked pepper. We're gonna go 1 bag here of grated Italian cheese. Cheese is great, it doesn't expire quickly. Buy it, store it. Once you open it, you have to use it, but, well, that wasn't a problem. All right, and then to all of that, I am doing about 10 or so of these little Campari tomatoes. The recipe calls for 4 large tomatoes. I don't have large tomatoes, so I'm using a bunch of little ones. Okay, before you cut them up, you want to get most of the seeds out. You don't, you don't want it too juicy. You don't want it too seedy. Okay, and now,
so they can see that.
And now off camera, there's another one. It doesn't have to be seedless. You just don't want it to be all juicy and seedy. So, off camera, I'm gonna chop all these tomatoes up about like this, about a, you know, a 1/2-inch dice kind of thing. I'm gonna stir it all together, and then I'm gonna cover it with a towel, the bowl, and let it sit in the sun, for probably 3 hours. Okay, an hour at least. Try to let it sit for at least an hour for the flavors to meld. When I add the tomatoes, this will get more saucy. Okay, after a while here, hopefully your kitchen smells all good of garlic and basil. You want to stir this up. The oil's trying to do its own thing, as it always does, so stir it up good. This is an uncooked pasta sauce. That means 2 things. 1, it's gonna get cold really fast, so you wanna have your family gathered around, you know, before you actually even add the pasta to it, so that it's somewhat warm to dine on. Okay, that's one thing. What was the other thing? Oh, when you drain your pasta, and I've cooked my pound of pasta according to package directions, basically. You want to drain it, but not really drain it. You're not trying to get all the water out. You want some of that hot water in there with that hot pasta, stirring it up, mixing it well, hopefully getting the cheese to melt.
Delicious.
And then serving it and eating it pretty quickly. A couple of keys to the pasta. I'm cooking at almost 6,000 feet elevation here in Cedar City. That means the pasta takes a little longer to cook than the package says. And then the other thing is, when you put your pasta in your boiling water, stir it as quickly, as soon as you can. Get all those little noodles socially distanced from each other as quickly as you can in the pot, and it will cook better. Okay, this is a mountain of pasta just for Dave and I, but this reheats really well and makes tasty leftovers, and I hope you enjoy it.
And that's it.